Phantom, how's it going? You've submitted your questions, and I'm sorry it's taking me so long to get back to you, but I've been super busy with life. I apologize for that. Here's your Q&A video, and let's get to it.
Alright, this one's from Harold Lauder. Dear Hardcover, what are your favorite Stephen King and Joe Hill books?
My favorite Stephen King and Joe Hill books. Good question. I love Joe Hill. Joe Hill's series Lock and Key is absolutely fantastic. If you've never read it, I really do recommend you check it out. He's really great prose novelist as well. A lot of people don't realize that. Nosferatu is amazing. His book Nosferatu is fantastic. It's a really cool take on vampires. I think you should check it out. Stephen King, the guy's books are classics. You know, the laundry list is just extensive. Dark Tower, It, Cujo, just on and on and on and on and on. I'm a huge fan of Stephen King. So if you haven't read his Dark Tower series, amazing, 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 amazing.
He also asks, what's your first name and what should we call you?
My first name, I really don't like giving away that personal information online. Hardcover's fine. Just that seems to be the name that has stuck with me for some reason. A lot of people have just been commenting and saying, hey, hardcover this and this. So that's really just what I'm going by at this point.
The Guardian Devil. Asked by a lot of people, do you collect digital comics?
Do I collect digital comics? Yes. Actually, my preferred method of reading single issues, and I've gotten this question a lot today, is do you read singles? And yeah, I do. And the way I do it is digitally. It just works a lot better for me and for my schedule. That way I don't have to go to my local comic shop every single week and go out of my way to pick up books. It's just a click of a button. They're all there, and I can just read them at my leisure whenever I have some free time or whenever I'm on break at work or something like that. I just scroll by, okay, done. Scroll by, okay, done. And I don't have to have these huge long boxes that I see a lot of fans that they have in their garages and they're just piled up. Me living in a small apartment, long boxes are not an option. I can't have that.
Next question comes from Thunder Trunks. I want to explore Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, and the Iron Fist story. Can you recommend them to us? Thanks.
Moon Knight is super easy. You pick up Warren Ellis's 6-issue run on the character that he did probably about 2 or 3 years ago for Marvel Knights. It wasn't that popular. It was kind of like a little bit of an indie darling, but I do recommend you check that out. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is also another easy. You can pick up Brian K. Vaughan's The Oath, or you can pick on Jason Aaron's current run that is really, really good. And the other one, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, and I'm blanking on the last one, Iron Fist. Iron Fist, another easy one. Check out Matt Fraction and Ed Brubaker's run on Iron Fist. You will not be disappointed. They expand so much on the Kunlun mythology, and you really don't need to know anything about the character or as far as his history or anything like that. It's a great jumping on point. Definitely pick that up. As a bonus, you should also be reading the new Iron Fist and Power Man series. Great stuff.
Big V Viper. Do you read single issues or do you wait for the hardcover? I love the hardcovers, but I'm not sure if I should go completely over.
Do I read single issues? Yes, I do, like I covered it in an earlier question. And do I wait for hardcovers? Sometimes I do, depending on the series. Right now, I just waited for Jason Aaron's Doctor Strange run in hardcover format, because I think if a series is good enough and if it sticks around long enough, or if I've heard enough good word of mouth, I'm definitely going to want to get it in a nice hardcover collection with special features and things in the back. So there are some times where I'll make an exception and go, yeah, I can wait for a hardcover collection, and there are some things like Scott Snyder's Batman. When I was reading that, I just had to have the issue the day it came out.
This one's from Rorschach. Who do you think is the most overrated comic writer?
Chris Ware. Cannot stand Chris Ware's writing. I think it is the most pretentious, boring stuff that I think I have ever read. I could not slog through Jimmy Corrigan. I don't care how many high-minded, high-praised novelists or whatever you want to call it, reviewers, say Jimmy Corrigan is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I cannot stand Chris Ware's writing. I think it's absolutely boring.
This question comes from Christian Rodriguez. What do you do to budget your money and get so many books? Also, do you speculate or sell comics?
What do I do to budget my money? I budget my money mainly by looking at books and deciding, do I really want to read this? And do I see myself reading this in the near future? Because if it's going to be a case where it's just going to sit on my shelf for months and months on end and I'm not going to read it, what's the point of having it? And I'm not dogging anybody that really just goes out and buys a bunch of omnibus and hardcovers and things like that and sticks them on their shelves. But that's not me. I mean, to me, that's just like a waste of money, realistically. It's just, it looks nice, yeah, but I mean, that's really all it is. It just looks nice. I don't see myself actually going through a book, taking it in, and going slow with it, and there's no point in it. As far as selling, I do sell a lot of singles. I do sell a lot of hardcovers. Mostly stuff that I'll experiment a little bit. I'll pick it up, I'll read it, and if I didn't like it, there's no point in me keeping it, so I just sell it. As for the speculation market, I'm not much of a speculator, to be honest. I'm not the person that goes out and I buy a certain book or a certain single issue in the hopes of it being like the next Walking Dead where I could sell it one day for like $100,000. That's just not me, because if I were to do that, I'd be one broke person.
Harry George Chapman. What music are you into? What's your favorite band? Personally, I love the Stone Roses, Oasis, and The Who.
Good choices. I am a huge fan of the Foo Fighters. I love the Foo Fighters. As far as music in general, I'll listen to anything. Not a big fan of country, unfortunately. I do not like country at all. But as far as music, lately I've been listening to a lot of Kendrick Lamar, a lot of J. Cole, Wiz Khalifa, things like that. A lot of hip-hop lately. I'm just a big hip-hop guy.
This one's from Matt Kessler. A lot of your videos, you talk about books you recommend. Are there any books or creators you recommend to avoid? Or just in general, unpopular opinions? Also, will there be a collection update video? Thanks.
No collection update video in the foreseeable future, just because there's really nothing much to show. As far as writers that I think you should avoid, or artists that I think you should avoid, I'm not into dogging too many writers or artists, but I'm not a big fan of Rob Liefeld. I think that's a very popular opinion amongst people. Not a huge fan of him. Surprisingly enough, I like Jim Lee. I do like his art style, but I'm not the craziest fan of it. I'm not saying avoid Jim Lee's art. I'm just it's Jim Lee. You know, the style for me hasn't really evolved much in the past few years.
Super Adamster. Okay, so here's my question. Overpriced, out-of-print Marvel omnibuses. If you are lucky enough to find what you need for your collection and bought for a decent price and shrink-wrapped, do you open it? How much devalue is there with that shrink wrap off? From Adam in the UK and from the Omni Collectors fan page.
It's a really good question. There's really no way to tell 100% how much something devalues from when opening it in a wrapper or anything like that. As far as do I open it if it's really rare and really special? Yeah, of course. If I want it, I'm gonna read it. Why am I gonna have something sitting on my shelf if I'm not gonna read it? I mean, yeah, it looks nice, and you know, a lot of them have really cool trade designs and nice spine designs, but the whole point of me buying a book is so I can read it and enjoy it, not for it to just sit there and do nothing.
This one is from Dragon Balls Deep. Who are some of your non-mainstream favorite Marvel characters?
Okay, first off, I had to pick this question just because of the name Dragon Balls Deep. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. And I know you also asked the question earlier in the comment section if I'm watching Super. Yes, I am. To get back to your main question, though. Some of my favorite non-mainstream Marvel characters. Dupe. I love Dupe. He's hilarious. I'm trying to think. What else? Right off the top of my head, I can't really think of anybody else aside from Dupe right now. I love Phantom X. Phantom X is really cool. If you've never read Uncanny X-Force by Rick Remender, he's awesome.
Will Brow asks, what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie of all time has to be Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. 4 hours long, with a little bit of a 10-minute intermission, even on the Blu-ray. Great stuff. It's an old school movie, black and white. It was filmed like in the 1930s, 1940s, something like that. Brilliant film. Explores these characters that you love, explores these themes of war and how to deal with them. It's just so many layers upon layers on layers, and it's honestly, if you've never seen it and you do have like a whole afternoon to kill, go see it.
From Lachazar Yakov, do you like gaming?
Love gaming. Absolutely love gaming. I've been playing Overwatch. It's been awesome. I finished Uncharted 4, and I used to actually Twitch streaming through my YouTube channel. I am thinking about starting that up again. It's just kind of busy right now, me and my girlfriend, and we're trying to plan a move and things like that, so we'll see how that goes in the near future.
Timothy Price, can you show off your tattoos or at least talk about them?
Tattoos. I currently have 4 or 5 tattoos. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have 4 tattoos. You lose track after a while. But I've got the Hyrule Shield done on my arm, and it's probably not going to look the best on camera. I've got that. I have this anchor with my brother's birthday and my mom's birthday. I also have the Human Transmutation Circle on my chest. I am a huge Full Metal Alchemist fan, so I decided to get that done. And on my back, I have the autism symbol because in my day job, I tend to work with kids. And on my wrist, I have a semicolon from Project Semicolon because of depression issues and things that I have dealt with in my personal life.
Next question is from Joachim Comic Center. Which writer is your go-to writer?
My go-to writer, Garth Ennis. I have not read something by Garth Ennis that I didn't think it's awesome. If you're not watching the Preacher TV show, I really do think you should be checking it out. It's not exactly the comic beat for beat. In fact, it's very loosely based on the comic, but it's still really great. Anything I've read by Garth Ennis, though, for me, has just been a knockout of the park. From his Fury Max, Punisher Max, Preacher, Hitman, the list goes on and on with the guy just batting 1,000 for me.
This one is from Hugo Roy. Which omnibus we shouldn't miss that are coming out soon this year? Do you think pre-ordering is a good idea?
To answer your second question first, pre-ordering, yes, in some cases. I don't think necessarily you have to pre-order everything. There are the exception of a few things, especially with like direct market variants, like the Master of Shang-Chi omnibus that just came out, that if you pretty much didn't get it within the first 3 days, that was sold out. That's going to be actually the recommendation I'm going to give you that I think you should be picking up this year. Master of Shang-Chi. Get all of them that are coming out this year. The Master of Kung Fu, Master of Shang-Chi, that whole line, it's going to be a very limited run, and if you are somebody that is into like collecting, reading, and reselling or anything like that, it's going to be sold out so fast. That's pretty much going to be it for this month's Q&A video. If I did not get a chance to get to your question, I promise it's nothing personal. It's just I've gotten so many questions and so many requests that I literally just went through the list. I got way more than I thought I would, and just decided, okay, well, that's interesting. I've never answered that or anything like that. If this is your first time checking out my channel, you can please check out any of my other videos. That'd be greatly appreciated. I do weekly reviews of comics, hardcovers, and things like that. Even better, if you feel so inclined, I would appreciate it if you donate to my PayPal account. That's going to be listed in the description below. But yeah, thanks for checking this video out, guys. You are all awesome. I love you. Happy 4th of July.